and you're welcome to this episode of Gamechangers. So here we capture success from different perspectives. We delve into the minds of people with celebrated brands and careers who've turned their dreams to reality and their ideas into lucrative empires. I'm your host, Sheyi Banigbe, and when we return, we'll dive right in. So don't move a muscle. I'll see you when I get back. Welcome back to the show, and you're about to meet our game changers. Yes, there's an S because we have two of them on this episode. Olagoke and Abimbola Balogun are the founders of SoFresh. SoFresh is a pioneer and leading food chain providing fresh, delicious, nutrient-rich, healthy meals to Nigerians on the go. SoFresh was founded in 2010, and in 2018, they received foreign equity investment funding worth €360,000. With 10 upscale stores nationwide, this healthy food brand is growing at unprecedented speed, and we are so proud to capture these great strides. Welcome to the show with me, Olagoke and Abimbola Balogun. So good to have you. Hello, Goke. So good to have you. Hi, move closer, move closer. Okay. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
So good to see you. Guys, this is their second time on Gamechangers. Yeah, you guys were actually on our first season, and you know, honestly, right now, we feel like we have our own little case study. That we feel like a part of your story, honestly. So when we see any great show, we're like, yeah, they are winning, they are game changers, yeah. And we are all so proud of you.
Thank you. We're grateful.
Well done.
We're grateful.
Well done. I mean, when you were starting SoFresh, did anywhere in your mind, did you ever envision that you would get funding, and not just funding now, equity funding from foreigners? Did you ever see this coming?
So that's an interesting question. I always saw it because the dream has always been big, and I always believe that it will get to a point where we will attract, foreign investors, local investors to grow the business. So that has always been part of the dream from day one. Yeah.
That's interesting. So what I hear you saying is it's no fluke.
No.
You kind of prepared from day one for this.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, just to add to that, I remember when we, newly started, and we go to these indigenous banks to ask for, one favor or the other, and they turn you down. My husband will always tell me that they will come back begging that we should.
Have they come back or not?
Yes, they have.
Yes,
they are coming back.
He always says that, and I'm always amazed that, what are you seeing? Are you sure?
And it's
happening already.
It's amazing when, foreigners take notes and start doling out money. Then we now find everybody's coming. Do you need a loan? Do you need a loan?
Yes.
Exactly.
So what do you think should change? Like the banks should be offering the loans way before. What do you think should have been done better there?
Yeah, I think generally, people should, investors, local investors, banks should look at, businesses that can scale, that has potential, that has attraction, not just the ones that look like the finished goods. Because the more we bring to the table, the more businesses we grow, the more jobs we create, the more, economic expansion we have.
Yeah, we have.
Yes, I agree. What were the key things that sealed the €360,000 deal for you? What were the key things they saw in your structure, your model, and your operations?
So I would say, they saw a very well-run business in terms of financial accountability and financial discipline. I'll share a very short story. Like 6 months after we raised investment, one of our investors told me that one of the things that stunned them was that they found receipts of 100 naira for development levy right from 2010. Even though it was just both of us, that level of accountability and discipline, with the business finances was very key for them. But apart from that, they also saw a business that could grow and had potential to scale. They saw a business that had the team, that had that passion and drive, to continue to go towards the business objectives. And yeah, I'll say basically that's part of what they saw.
So, Abimbola, what would you say third-party involvement and investment has brought to the business and even to your partnership, apart from money now?
Okay, so apart from money, they've also brought in technical support. So being an international firm, they brought global perspective into the business. So they are big on environmental sustainability. So they encourage, a gradual, we should phase out all those plastic that we use for our packaging materials. We have evolved into, boxes. We have, yes. So again, they also brought in some form of credibility. So people see the brand and they see that it's not just, a local game and not just Goke.
You guys
yes, they can see that for us to have attracted a foreign investment, this business, it's a brand of integrity. And another thing again is that it's also opened us up to even more investment firms. So we have more,
So you got more money, or you're about to get more money? I sense it. There's more money coming.
We have but more interest.
But more interest.
More interest.
Okay. That's amazing. Yeah. So I remember our chat, season 1. It's so exciting when I look back. I like growth. I live for growth. Then, we're saying, oh my gosh, how could both of you start a business and you'd have 50 people on your payroll? Yeah, that's the picture. That's us. That's us in season 1.
Okay.
Yeah, Goke, you didn't look this rich. Yeah, Bimbo looks a bit the same, but you've changed. Yeah, but I remember then we were blown away by the fact that you had 50 people on your payroll. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh wow. You'd have over 150 right now. Yes. What has changed in your structure from then till now? Because I know then when I asked you, it was, oh, we have structural processes, this and that in place, but I'm sure you've had to.
Yeah, so anything about business, when it comes to structure and system, it has to continue to evolve. In fact, what I believe in is you have to grow your structure before you grow into it. So it's been a lot of personal development first and foremost for us, as the leaders, and also for our management team. So we've expanded our management team, brought in more expertise, brought in more experience, and also for the existing, staff, it's also been a lot of development along the way. In fact, next year we're hoping to launch a So Fresh Academy, so that we can properly train and equip,
year round.
properly train and equip our staff and the people that need to work together to grow the business.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I hope this academy will be training outsiders as well, because I want to send my staff.
So for a start, it will be for So Fresh. But as we evolve,
I know
we'll see where we take it to.
Another thing I remember from our season 1 chat is the fact that I remember you were on the verge of launching in Abuja then. And, we were sharing, the whole cold feet experience, like, oh, how do you feel? How are you going to manage? Now, it's good that time has passed. You've made your mistakes. You've had your victory. You've had your successes. What can you teach us about running a business outside your home state? Because I know a lot of your locations are in your home state, Lagos. You can pop in any time. But when you start doing business in Abuja and several other cities, that's a different game. How have you managed? What have you learned doing that?
Yes, I'll say it has taken up a lot of resources in terms of more money, because you need to then frequently visit, in terms of even the human resource that we had to send there to commission, the branch. And it's also taking up a lot of, in terms of our capacity, the processes and the structures that we had to put in place and monitor, things there. One mistake, it's a mistake and we're all learning through it, was the location that we had then. It wasn't too good, but we had switched to another location, and Abuja, we are literally taking over Abuja right now. Yeah, things have really changed, and customers have come to.
Can we learn from that mistake? So what would you say you did wrong? Was it that you didn't do the market research in detail, or you were wrongly advised? What exactly went wrong there?
I mean, so Abuja was a big learning curve because it tested our capacity, our current structures, and all of that. So for the location was a mix of different things. One thing we now later did was to go to Abuja and study the environment,
Environment.
even the buying patterns, the life patterns, and all of that. For example, we changed our closing and opening times because we went with the idea of Lagos. We opened 7, nobody's there, but we close later than we close in
Yeah, in
Lagos
Lagos,
because
yeah.
at 10 people are still strolling,
It's a
easy
difference.
because you will take 15, 10
Very
minutes to drive
different.
back to your house.
Yeah.
So it was more understanding the culture, the environment, and that made us do a lot of the switchings we did. Like you said, we also had to improve on oversight function supervision. It tested what we had already, and so we had to develop new audit processes in place because now you're talking of something that is very far.
Far.
We made a lot of mistakes along the line, but we learned through the mistakes, and the
Amazing.
system, the old system, is way better for it.
Yeah.
And right now we can say we are ready to fly into
Take over
more,
Nigeria and
more
Africa.
states. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking to a budding entrepreneur now that wants to also step out of the city. With benefit of hindsight now, how would you advise the person to start off in a new city? Is it first to go sit there for 2-3 weeks and just even understand? What would be your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps?
So my first advice would be, do you have to go now? That's really the first thing. If I had to do it again, we would not go to Abuja
When we did.
when we did.
Maybe a bit later.
So if you start in Lagos, I want to ask you, have you captured the market in Lagos? Lagos is where the biggest market is. So the first thing to be sure that you've captured the market, and before you start venturing out. If you do decide to venture out, the first thing is to understand the psychology of a new environment. I remember we even discovered that salads are sold very well in Lagos. Some of them didn't do well, in Abuja, because again, what maybe the northerners like is different a bit from what westerners like. So you have to do a lot of study, that is very peculiar to that environment. So go there frequently. I actually did that. At least I went to Abuja more than 3, 4, 5 times. Just spent 2-3 days to understand how the place runs. And so just do a lot of market research. Localize your market research. Don't make a lot of assumptions, and don't carry your what the business model you have in Lagos, don't take it to another city. Even marketing. So we have to completely change our marketing strategy. Before, in Lagos, we were very big on social media, and it did really work. It did not work as well, so we had to do a lot of field marketing.
Yeah,
Immediately, we started a lot of field marketing, going to public places. Radio is also big in Abuja, for example. We saw almost an immediate 25% jump, in our revenue. So it's about understanding what works for the environment.
Amazing, amazing. Wow, my head is twitching. It's I'm getting inspired. When we return, this chat will continue. Welcome back to the show, and we're still speaking with Abimbola and Olagoke Balogun, the So Fresh founders. I'm excited, as you can see. And don't forget, join the conversation on our social media at the BWG Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hello, people.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Right. I'll just dive right in because there's so much we want to, get out of you guys today. So, if there's anything I like about what has happened to you guys and the story, the So Fresh story, is the fact that, so the funding thing is not just about, you got money. It's the fact that people can see, number one, a non-tech business. Because if you notice now, the reigning people are the tech guys, tech banking, tech, agri, tech, and they're just getting all the money. But I heard the news of your funding, and it put a smile in my heart, because I'm saying, okay, it's not just tech. There's so many other industries that can enjoy this. But if there's one thing I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and probably including myself, what we think about when we think of investment, especially equity investment, we think of, I won't be able to sleep at night. Oh, they will set targets for me. They will this, like, for those of us that, explore that dream in our heads, we just think of all these responsibilities and we just close that door and keep facing it. But encourage me today. How easy or how realistic is it for the average Joe to obtain funding, get investors, and actually run their business and still be able to sleep at night? So I want to hear from both of you.
I'm gonna go first. Okay, so so the reality is about creating value. Um, Once the business shows that it can create value and sustainably as well, you can attract funding. If you have a product or a service the market needs, the market wants, and you can do that on a very large scale, you will get funding. Definitely, funding brings more responsibility and it brings more accountability. Once you run your business transparently, for us, we don't even see them as an adversary. They are more
Like
partners.
partners.
And the reality is, when you get funding, they are probably more interested in your success than you are, because they are the ones that brought down, a lot of money. So it's about being open, being transparent, and even when things go wrong, open up and they guide you, and then you can continue to run towards the business objective. I don't have sleepless nights because I'm very transparent with how we run the business, and we'll continue to move towards the business objectives.
Well, what's your
And
take on that?
interestingly, recently when we had a meeting with the firm, and we thought that we aren't doing as much as we projected for this year. For instance, we all know, the economic situation of the country, and we were sort of discouraged. They were the ones encouraging us that we can see a trajectory in this business. We trust, the promoters, and we know that the future is bright. It might just be this year. What can we do better? So it's the kind of people that we have that makes the difference. So some investors might not be that patient. They might just want the returns, coming in. And the sort of agreement we had is not having returns in the next year.
Okay.
You can imagine. But some investors, is money, is business, and they want you to turn in, the dividends really quick. So I think we have been hugely favored to have them on board.
So what I hear you saying is entrepreneurs need to read between those lines, like get good lawyers, because now you're talking about the
And
terms.
also be very deliberate about the investor. So they do a lot of due diligence on you as a business. You have to do due diligence on the investor.
Thank you. Yeah.
Find out the deals they've struck, how do they treat their investors, and all of that. What kind of support do they provide? So it's important to know the investor and know what they stand for.
Before
Like
you
you
take
said,
that
someone
money.
like really fast growth. Some understand the business is patient
Patience
and all
and
of that. So you
building.
really want to be careful before bringing on an investor. Be sure your values align and your objectives align as well.
Yeah, so guys, have you heard, when they're investing, they're not doing you a favor. They are conducting due diligence. You also conduct due diligence on them. I love that, Goke. But you said something when you were answering. You said, oh, as long as you have a good business, it can scale, you will attract funding. There are people that have good businesses that are scalable and are not attracting funding because they don't know how to. So what kind of websites or meetings or parties do you go to
So that's
locate these kind of people?
That's an interesting question you've raised, because in our own process, I discovered that storytelling and what we can call packaging is also part of it. So you might have a good business, but then you have to be able to package it and present it in a way that the investors even understand. Where can you go to?
I mean, are there websites or communities you sign up to, or courses you take?
Yeah, so you can take courses on funding and investment. You can attend a lot. So you are interested in the startup space. You have a lot of programs around investing, how to prepare for the investor. So it's really about preparing yourself and understanding the terminologies, the languages, and how to present your business, to make it marketable.
So what I hear you saying is just keep your ears to the ground, because it sounds like there's no one place.
To find investors. So definitely, and the reality is even that there's a lot of money out there. If you go online, you find opportunities for investment. Again, it's just about the value you can create. So stay around the startups scene. Listen to news, do your research online, and you would find good opportunities.
So what I hear you saying, it's all online. If you do your research, you're punching in the right search words and all of that, you will get the information. Amazing. So we spoke, you know, we had an interview. I chatted with you guys in 2017.
Yes.
And you had 4 locations. Yes.
3. 2017.
Okay. Actually, yes. Okay, I think what happened is
The 4th one was
the
Abuja.
edition.
Abuja.
The episode came out
Yeah.
in 2018, and by then you
Well,
had. But actually,
Abuja.
when we sat down to record that interview,
I think
it
we
was
were
still
talking
3. I think
about
you were
Yes.
about to launch.
Yes.
You know, the
Abuja.
4th. Yes. So that means it took you about 7 years
Yes.
to build 3.
Yes.
And now it's taking you less than 3 years, roughly 2 years,
To do 10.
to build a
7.
7
more. Yeah.
So so apart from, you know, money, yes, that's a given. Of course, you have to have money. There must be other things that have aided this rapid. There's something happening really rapidly. What are these other factors? Please help us understand.
Vision
Okay.
is key. Yeah, because if you have the money and you just let it sit there, I mean, why did you receive the money in the first instance? So our vision is to, you know, in the next 2 years, we even want to go to, you know, 25 and expand to other cities. So I think vision is key to propel you to achieve your goals. So it has been that's very important, and you know, the people we have as well. But I think vision, I'll stay with vision. It's key, and it has propelled us to keep moving, not stopping, despite, you know, the other external factors that tends to discourage.
Yeah.
And also on the operational side, so you know, we've been very efficient. Our quality is very consistent across any outlet you go to. We're very passionate about customer service.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we've had to continue to build on that, and you know, growing a strong brand as well that people have come to trust, you know, and recognize. So yeah, so
You guys have done so well. Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming again. And I'm so sure you'll be coming again because yes, if you when you hit the news headlines with some big strike, of course, you know the first show you have to, you know, come on to tell us how, and why not.
And
We'll
you know,
learn
things
from
have changed with you too.
Thank you.
From the last time.
Thank you so much.